It's been a while. Zan's probably having his fight right now. And I'm stuck down here waiting for whatever punishment the old man wants to throw at me. As if getting shocked ain't enough. Bored as hell, nervous as fuck. Guess I'd be asking too much to have a radio or something playing. It did give me plenty of time to think about everything, so I guess they got what they wanted out of me. Rehabilitation works! But I'm kind of over sitting around and thinking about what I've done. I spent too much time feeling sorry for the shitty choices I made. I need to take action. I gotta take responsibility. Zander's fight, Redline's injuries, it all happened because I wouldn't stand up to Harvey. So, first step. Getting out of the cell. Maybe I should try calling out again. Call! No response. I need the bathroom! You got the toilet in there? He's still in the other room, judging from how far away he sounds. Shit's busted! Just hold it. Till fucking when? I hear a sigh, followed by heavy footsteps approaching. Here comes the annoying part. I fold my arms over my chest, hiding my hands in my armpits. Just pray he doesn't notice I'm not wearing my gloves. What do you mean it's busted? I mean, it's busted. I flushed it earlier and it didn't fill back up. Flush it now.
Shit, he's too smart for you.
Fuck. Plan B, what do I got? Fuck, I didn't expect him to think about it. Figured he'd just open the door to come in. I turn around and flush it with my foot. Sure enough, it works fine, and I look like a jackass.
Didn't even try to fake it?
This is... If he didn't have it... You expect him to improvise when he fucked up that quickly in his plan? Cole just snorts and starts to walk away. Hold up. What? I'm gonna miss the start of your little boyfriend's fight. Fuck, okay, guess I don't have any time to waste. I wanna watch. He raises an eyebrow. You sure that's smart? The old man's gonna put him in the hospital. Probably worse than I did to his little boyfriend. Swallow your pride, swallow your rage. Focus on what needs to be done now.
Boyfriend feels like an increasingly strange insult when everyone involved actually wants that.
Yeah.
Or at least both the people that are being insulted are trying to do that.
I was gonna say, like, it needs to be a lot stronger, like your little fuck toy or something like that, right? But no, this is a family-friendly game about people getting...
he did like I wonder if the writer got tired of writing fuckhole all the time, where you're like, all right, man.
Yeah, fair.
But it's it
is very funny. It's so like, did he say something? Did he say I'm his boyfriend?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, answer's no. See ya. Cole is apparently the smartest fucking person in this whole game. It's amazing. Wait! I give it about 30 seconds until he becomes one of the stupidest people, though, because of just this sentence.
Just to call you out.
Oh boy. He sighs and steps closer to the cage, stun baton resting over his shoulder. Dumb fuck probably thinks he looks real cool. Swallow your pride, Bruce. I wanted to apologize. He grins. Yeah? What for? I suck in air through gritted teeth. For embarrassing you in the cafeteria. What else? Bastard's enjoying this. And just being an asshole? I'm guessing at this point, no fucking clue what he wants out of me now. Yeah, you were a piece of shit, huh? Yep. I sure was. At least with that one, I wasn't lying. I've been a real mess for a while. Glad you can finally admit it. He starts to walk away. I was really hoping it didn't have to come to this. Plan C? Plan D? What are we on at this point? Oh, man. I wanted to get your attention. That's just straight to the fucking point. Can you walk over and talk to me right now?
Within my wingspan.
Cole stops. Ugh. See, now I should have seen that one coming a mile away. I was chill having a friend to be gay and all that, just as long as you didn't start coming on to me. Oh, that kind of attention. Oh, my mistake. So, was all that posturing you were doing to the runts just like to get me jealous? Swallow your fucking pride and play along. Yep. Just wanted to get your attention. He laughs. That's fucking hilarious. Oh man, that's great. You only hung around those freaks just to get to me? I mean, I'd never swing that way in a million years, but you had me fooled. I thought you actually liked those little gays. My hands clench tight. Fuck swallowing.
Bruce is exclusively a spitter.
You know, he's been saying swallow my pride the whole time. Like, is this a pun that he just snuck in here? Oh, alright. That's fucking great. I told them all about the nasty fucking fantasies I had about you. But after Red told me how small your dick was, hard fucking pass. He clenches his baton. Keep pushing it. Said mine was way bigger too. You're fucking sick. You know that? I thought you were one of the good ones. Okay. Nope, I'm a dirty fucking gay. I fight better than you, I fuck better than you, and I'll always be better than you. I'm just making shit up at this point. But I can see he's getting angry, so I gotta keep it up. Someone else is here. I can see their shadow along the wall, just barely. I think I can make out the shape. Bucky? Cole hears something and starts to turn toward Bucky. I have to distract him. I'm just saying, it feels pretty fucking good knowing that I'll always be at the top. No matter how many wins you get, you'll never be as good as me. A filthy fucking cocksucker.
You're saved. You were like, oh no, here comes
the alliteration was so fucking scary. You fucking knew it.
I know. we were both watching the rule of threes of F's coming up. We're like,
He turned back around, death in his eyes.
It's like if that one fucking limerick that keeps getting dirtier and dirty was about slurs.
Oh man, stun baton already prepared. He jabs it through the bars, aiming for my chest. I catch the tip of the baton in my hands. Before Cole came by, I put my gloves on backwards.
I don't know what that means.
Does
Does it mean that he can touch the bars without catching himself?
It's his master plan.
Oh, he's grabbing the baton with the gloves and the padding, I guess. Being backwards means it won't shock him? I have no idea what
Why
the
was this
physics here
plan
is.
like X? Like, you should just try to do this in the first place.
Well, he needed him to try to use the baton at him.
Alright. The padding of the gloves, now covering my palms, provides enough insulation to keep me from getting shocked.
It does, because he was prepared for it the entire time, it does weirdly read like it was both plan A and Z at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. The fuck? With both of us holding onto the baton, I pull as hard as I can. Gah! Cole slams into the bars, howling out as electricity sears across his body. The wolf convulses and screams, eventually letting the baton drop to the ground. He shoots one eye open, and he looks ready to murder me. Fucking... He can't seem to mutter any more words. The drool at his lips starts to bubble. Maybe I went a little too overboard. Cole lunges for the baton.
That's a sound.
That's the sound of Bucky giving you a hug, if you remember earlier.
I don't think we needed Bucky in this scene for this.
It's extremely strange.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's a setup having Bucky and Bruce together so that we don't have to try to get Bucky into... Like, we're going to be collecting all the
Bucky
characters. Yeah.
It's basically what I predicted, but surprisingly convoluted version of that with the gloves and all these other moves. I don't know how Bruce thought of that or if it would work. I have no idea.
What are you talking about? He thought of it and it worked. Dumbass. Yeah. Before he can get there, Bucky's behind him, forcing him back into a tight chokehold. What? Do Australians say howdy? I
don't know if he was ever established to be Australian.
Howdy. That's a good fucking point.
We're just being
shit.
kangaroo-ist.
You're the guy that fought my red, right? I think I owe you a little something. He maneuvers Cole with no problem at all, smashing the wolf's face into the concrete wall behind them. Blood erupts from his snout, his eyes crossing in a daze. Bucky rears a fist back, then smears it across Cole's face, creating a brutal crunch I could never have expected from the old man.
Smear is a weird word choice.
It's fine.
For a punch.
Yeah. You'd usually think like thrusts, slams.
There's a billion violent words. Smear doesn't come across as a violent impact. It comes across as like
painting.
If anything, like rubbing a dog's nose and shit or something like that. If in this context, not like punching him.
Dude, do you have poop on your hands? I always do. That's my secret Australian fighting technique. Everybody in Australia knows this one.
No.
Cole's nearly limp at this point. Oh, man. They make a pill for that, dude. He is not scoring that high on the BDSM test. Alternating between struggling with the roux, reaching up and reaching for the baton on the ground.
There's such an easier solution, which is that he was already by the bars that he's already hit. Just finish, shock him till he stops moving.
Bucky stomps under the tool, smashing it in two.
Oh, I lost track of it. Did Bruce lose the baton?
Cole dropped it when he got electrocuted.
But Bruce was grabbing it with his glove, so I thought he had it at that point.
Yeah, you know, I was mostly focused on the fact that he stomped on something and broke it into two pieces, which usually isn't how that works, but this is a teleporting baton. Oh, got it. It's the same fucking thing as everything else. He thinks about it and it appears. The baton is a character now.
It's everything and everyone in this setting is Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite.
Hi now, we don't need none of that. Men like us only need a fist right.
Les Mis? What's going on?
Yeah, close enough. Natural order. Survival of the fittest and all that.
That's like a Javert here.
No, it's hey now, you're an all-star.
Oh.
Get the rod up your ass. The way he talks, gritting his teeth like that, kind of freaks me out. I've been angry, but this is a whole other level. Yeah, dude, you murdered somebody.
I was about to say, he was so angry that he strangled somebody to death. I don't think that he's on a new level compared to you.
Jesus. Cole's getting choked out. Bucky's hold is clearly taking a toll on the concussed wolf. Doesn't take any more than a few seconds for Cole to go completely unconscious. Zoop. Bucky drops him unceremoniously. With a little growl, he shakes out his hand. Should've brought my gloves. That hurt. I'd lend you mine, but the padding on the gloves completely melted away. Might as well just toss them. Why'd you come here? Wouldn't want you to miss Zander's fight, would I? Bucky taps against the lock panel next to my door. How the fuck does he know the code? What?
I thought Cole had the keys.
Cole did have the keys.
What? Does it not use keys?
It was part of his plan to figure
I could have sworn he
out.
specifically taunted us with the keys to establish the keys, so that we'd then be like, here comes the keys in the scene.
No.
Like, that's the whole point of that setup, is to pay it off, to be like, aha, the object of interest. We need to get out of the prison. This asshole has the keys. It's the object of the scene. That's the motivation. We need to get those keys to escape the scene. And then Bucky just walks in and opens the door without the keys.
It's fucking awesome.
Like, I understand it's not inherently wrong, obviously. Like, it's always stupid when someone like criticizes a thing, just being like, I expected it to be this kind of story and it's not that, so therefore it's bad or whatever. But like, that's just like screenwriting shit. Like, that's the bad guy. Your goal is to get out of this prison. He's got the keys. He's taunting you with the keys visibly to show you the keys, so that you know that, like, that's the object of the scene. Like, that's the thing that the scene revolves around. We need to get those keys. How are we gonna get those keys? So to have Bucky walk in and essentially become half the solution himself, and also they don't ultimately use the keys, it's like, what?
Well, okay, so
to go back to the first movie that ever made us do the fucking spoiler cast back in the day, it's like in the Suicide Squad when the fucking Captain Boomerang keeps being shown with a stupid stuffed animal, then he gets stabbed in the chest, and it's $1. It's money instead of the toy. It's like, but then why was the toy in the story?
Yeah, well, so you know, the common adage with a lot of visual media, especially stuff that's video game inspired, is you show the locked door and then you show the key. You show people the puzzle, then you show them the solution to it. We literally got shown like the door and then keys, and then like to not see the keys come back is like just kind of like it's basically a rule. So they're either gonna have to have a joke right now that calls this out, or my headcanon is that they were fake keys and
like Cole bought shitty keys as a joke so he could role play better.
Yeah. Bruce is like, he gets the keys and he's like, why are these made out of plastic? They were so colorful. I thought they had to be real. Oh well, I'm gonna chew on them.
And
anyway,
he pressed it multiple times. That was multiple beeps, right? So that's like a code.
Yeah.
So Cole had to know the code, and I'm just like, even more so, I'm like, why would you tell him the code? Like, why would he know any codes for this room? It's almost more believable that he's been handed the keys temporarily compared to the idea that he knows the code to the cells, which feels like he really shouldn't know. Let alone the concept that they have cells down here seems like a problem in its own way. This is a location you would potentially want to set up earlier, because it's really hard to accept that a fighting ring has holding cells. But if you set it up earlier in the story, then even if it doesn't make sense for the setting, at least you know it does in fact exist and wasn't just made up the moment the plot needed it. Because right now it kind of feels like they made it up on the spot, because you're like, this place has never come up before or been mentioned before, and why would it exist? Whereas it could be like Zander gets sent here for disciplinary reasons after he crosses the boss. Because of the social media,
like the first
leak.
time, like when they had the social media taken away, it could also have been like, you go into the brig for 7 days.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, my brain melted a little bit. I'll have to check back to make sure that the keys were real, just to be sure.
We got time. Scroll back.
I don't know if we have time. We should keep going. I'm staying on Chuck later. Unless you plan on staying up in case we get too long.
I got fucking nothing else to do.
Fine. Let's check for the fucking...
Just use the history function. Don't load.
I don't think that the history function will go back far enough because it was before the fight. Guess we can find out.
What? Is that how histories work in Renpai?
They're linear and they stop eventually.
What?
You gotta let me out, no shot.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
History is completely chronological, and Zander's fight with the commissioner split up this scene.
Yeah. Well, I'm just surprised that it's
not
a Renpai thing, that it's not infinite. Well, just whatever. Let's.
Why
I asked for this.
You did ask for this. This is your fault.
I thought that you would just be able to do this with the history. Sorry. I wouldn't have asked if I had known.
I fucked up a billion things. It's me. Cole Jackass. Twirling a stunner.
A pair of keys jingles
attached to his belt. Like, they set up the keys and then presumably forgot they set up the keys because they don't ever get used in the scene. It's so strange.
Ah.
It's the kind of thing that an editor would catch. So maybe there wasn't one. I don't know.
Yeah. Editor thoughts. Should have brought a change of clothes for you too. It's cold down here. Well, we won't be here for long. What should we do with... I gesture to Cole, who's starting to stir. Bucky sighs and grabs him into the cell. That'll do for now. I'm not done with him, but I imagine Red will have a better idea for punishment once he's up and running. You know the way out? Barely. I've never been this deep before.
How'd you get here?
How the fuck did you even find me?
This is raising more questions than it needs to, because Bruce could have just won the fight on his own and then used the keys, if you remembered the keys.
Yeah, the way that you could have probably done this would be that Bruce wins the fight. He like breaks out of the whole thing. He makes it up to like the other floors, and then he runs into Bucky and Drayden. Is like, come on, we gotta save Zander.
Because they're the only characters. They're just around all the time, ambiently. He thinks about. He would think about Bucky for a second, then Bucky would appear, like the room of requirement from Harry Potter. But
I mean, that could have been a great way to do the scene. It would make Bruce very active instead of pulling Bucky in here.
I'm genuinely worried that the story was written linearly over the course of multiple days in this part of the story, and when they got to this part, he like forgot about the keys, and then it was like, oh god, wait, how is he gonna get out of the cell when he defeats Cole? Because they probably have like electronic locks or something, right? And then he like then thought to have Bucky show up somehow, and now they're working backwards. Like, how the fuck did Bucky get down here? And they have to like explain how Bucky got to a place that no one knows exists, and you think would be locked, and when he wouldn't be able to go into anyway. Because why would Coach have access to the brig? Even if they have access to everything else, it's like the story is nothing else. There's just a million reasons the story is cleaned up by the keys just being used.
It is the only place that would have keys, but moral. I mean, the larger point is just don't put your characters in jail cells. It's so fucking hard to solve. Like, it's just, if you can avoid doing it for your story, it'll make you a lot happier.
That's just the funniest fucking moral that you're taking from it.
Don't put your characters in jails. It fucks your story up. Do other things. I'm a jail storyline just out of spite now.
Okay,
do it, but do it well, and I'll think you're cool.
Just like Bird has been hurt before by jails. He has a very specific like problems with storytelling right here.
But anyway, what moral of the story should I have taken, if not jail, then?
Remember the keys. Object of interest of your scene.
Object permanence. Got it. Yeah. That'd be me. The doctor's voice coughs out of a walkie-talkie strapped to Bucky's pants. He holds it up, looking proud. Dryden here snagged a walkie-talkie from one of the guards. I asked for one for security purposes. Also, and I snagged one off of the guards. He's been guiding me around the halls.
Your phones work down here. I'm just...
When has that ever been established?
What? I'm
fucking with you.
Extensively. It's like, it's explained more than FANG's operations or the rules of combat in this story is the rules about social media and phones working and the repeater and so on. So I'm just like, I know it's like vibesy to have everyone have walkie-talkies in your mission, but I'm like, they have cell phones and they do work down here. You can just call someone on their phone, and we know they have each other's phone numbers because they're fucking.
I wonder what has better penetration through like ground level too, because it might be that walkie-talkies operate worse than cell phones.
Yes,
I don't know.
That's the thing, is I don't know if a walkie-talkie would work in a weird fucked up concrete bunker, whereas the cell phones, we know they work because there's a digital repeater installed throughout the bunker to make it work.
All right, I'm gonna try to Google do walkie-talkies work underground while we keep going with the reading here. This is fucking awesome. Just have him have like broken out of jail. It's fine, whatever. He knows the place that well. I was able to find a map of the holding cells after digging through some files, but
this is such a long explanation when he just needed to use the keys.
All right, we can walk and listen at the same time. Let's go. It's like West Wing. You know that show West Wing where they walk through the halls and they're talking at the same time? We're doing a West Wing thing now.
I'm just so amused.
You ever see that show?
I'm just yeah, with the tracking shots and stuff, the dolly. Dolly's a cool tool for a camera. I'm just so amused that they forgot about an object and then introduced 75 new plot holes in the process.
So yeah, walkie-talkies do not work super well underground. But I do like that there's a suggestion from Gemini AI that says use special cave radios. So I snagged a special cave radio.
Thanks, Google Gemini, for hallucinating that technology. That definitely exists.
Mm-hmm. We start moving down the hallway, but Drayton speaks up before we can get another step further. Okay. Yeah, so, 2 problems. Bucky and I stop in our tracks. Firstly, they've got guards headed your way. Cole wasn't responding to his walkie-talkie for a bit, so they're coming down to check on him.
It's been 2 seconds, and he's never responded to a walkie-talkie before. I don't think he's ever said anything. So it hasn't been set up that he's checked in on.
Yeah, because I mean, if it takes that short of amount of time for Cole to need to do a check-in, yeah, I don't know.
Knocked out an incredibly coincidentally bad time.
Whatever. Manageable. And the second? Yes, yeah, so Redline's missing.
Redline's gonna show up to stop the fight.
Yeah, probably. We're gonna team up to take out Harvey. All right.
You're not my real
he hits
grandpa.
The ground. He hits the ground. I hope he gets up again. Otherwise, the story's gonna end here.
I hit the ground. I'm supposed to be fighting. What hit me? Fuck, this hurts. I'm on the ground. I'm still bleeding. Out of instinct, I back up, shuffling on my backside as fast as I can. The concrete scrapes against my skin. I've got a migraine, feels like. What?
Yeah, dude. I know that feeling.
At least I can breathe now. My nose clear of blood for only a few seconds. As I move, I can make out the shape of the commissioner. He kicked me, and then I got hit? My guess is he followed with a spinning roundhouse into a tornado kick. I can hear my heartbeat pounding away in my skull. Fuck, right. The fight.
He runs in with a piece of toast in his hand, in his mouth.
Oh fuck, I'm late. What a bizarre visual. My body moves without thinking. Thankfully. Harvey's kick needed time to recover, so he can't follow up. He was probably banking on it putting me out cold. It almost did.
I'm surprised. That should have broken it.
Feels like he might have. I don't want to give him the satisfaction, though. He approaches, glaring blade straight through me.
You think too much. You should have done your thinking before you got down here.
What does he mean by that?
Yeah, that probably sounded cooler in your head, Harvey.
I look down and realize I'm barely outside the ring. I have to get back in before the time runs out. I step forward, but the commissioner shoots out a teep kick. I don't know if it's steep or teep means something because they just throw in lingo. His foot lands flat into my chest, and the force sends me a few steps backwards.
It is a type of kick, it looks. A Muay Thai type of kick. I honestly think it would have been pretty cool to actually show like everyone's different MMA styles and like actually pepper in a lot of that trivia. It would have felt very authentic.
It'd be fun to show your enthusiasm for MMA by showing a bunch of different fighting styles throughout the story, instead of writing a story where one person fights the same guy over 4 times, and then they don't fight really, which is really puts you in a bit of a corner if you were into the idea of writing fights.
It's an ancient fighting style. It's called the concussed monkey technique. Studied only by one person in the world.
my face to your foot technique. I'm the master. I had to watch Kung Pao again. It's been maybe 20 years.
In hindsight, you shouldn't have taken the fight at all. You're not ready.
Circling around him doesn't help. He's standing at the edge, tracking my every movement. The exhaustion is weighing down on me already. Vomit on my sweater already. As soon as I get close enough, he fires a volley of fists for my face. They crash into my guard, but another teep kick sends me onto my ass. He spits out a laugh.
But I suppose you should have thought about that before you swung for me.
Enraged, exhausted, I charge in, planting a foot inside the circle. His knee fires up like a piston, breaking through any defenses and folding my midsection. I pull away, but he holds me in place.
Weak. Pathetic. Insubordinate. Churlish. Ungrateful. Pulls out a fucking thesaurus and like flipping through it while kicking him over and over again.
Fucking churlish.
Rapscallious.
That can't be real. Not with that ending.
Okay, go on.
The knees plow deeper and deeper into my solar plexus. Any oxygen, any energy, any fight I have left is beaten out through my core. I pray for this to end.
And
another
it does.
knee. This time smashing into my snout. I can't react. I have nothing left. Harvey lets a vile snarl escape, brutalizing my face with one more knee. He lets my limp body collapse to the floor. I'm bleeding a lot. This hurts. Everything hurts. I breathe out with a gurgle of blood. He's probably gonna kill me. I don't want to die. Please, I want to see Red one more time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was a bad son, Dad. I'm sorry I was a bad friend, Red. I'm sorry I was a bad fighter, Harvey. When the ringing in my ears subsides, I can hear the commissioner mumble something.
Mean-spirited, surly, ill-mannered. Turns a page. Impolite. Hear me?
Litigious.
I told you to get up.
Get up. He wants to keep this going. Sure, I might as well listen. Maybe he'll let me live. Oh, he could just do that. I thought he couldn't do that. Somehow,
well, he's got the sheer force of will.
Through sheer force of will, my foot plants itself on the ground. Slowly, I come to standing, face to face with the blurry double vision of the commissioner. I know I'm off balance. I know I can barely breathe right. I know I'm not winning this. I got beat. Bad. I'll need to go to the hospital. I have to find a new job. I have to pay off all the contract fees. What a fucking waste. Maybe I should have just quit.
You're a disgrace, Alex.
I can't look him in the eye.
I never should have wasted the time or money on you.
I know.
I know.
I know.
I know. FANG will be better off without you. Redline will be too. Don't look at me like that. At least try to look strong for the cameras.
What did I just unplug? That's exciting.
That's always a fucking terrifying game where you hear the USB disconnect noise out of nowhere.
My toe
like,
snagged a cable,
oh no.
and the audience heard "Bidoop." And I'm like, I'll investigate that later. I am strong.
Come on now, put your hands up. Make it look like you're worth fighting.
I am worth fighting. I deserve to win more than you do.
You're quiet. No more outbursts? Maybe you finally learned your place.
Is Zander known for his outbursts?
No, he's actually very, very calm and collected in the fights. Everyone else is the one chattering away like anime villains.
I know he jumped for the commissioner once, but otherwise he's taken all this horrible stuff by just sitting there and taking it and being silent most of the time, and then crying on somebody later.
Gotta think, Zander. Gotta think, as he gets pounded by fucking everybody. But at least he's learning vocabulary.
Fuck this. My place is above you. I have fought too fucking hard to still end up at square one. Harvey takes a fighting stance, inches away from me.
Well, either way, goodbye, Alex.
Goodbye. Damn.
Oh, use the star punch. Oh, he's fucked.
The star punch. I think he's dead. A very twisted head.
Yeah. That's it for old Harvey. What an ungracious, unmannerly way to die.
How do draw? This is hard. No idea.
This is
who did
pretty
this
impressive.
One. I have no idea. Yeah,
the foreshortening is crazy fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it's a very effective shot.
Yeah,
great expressions, great angles. I don't know who drew this one. Enough. My overhand crashes into Harvey's snout. I feel like enough should have come before the impact and music. Like,
yeah,
maybe not. He tried throwing us straight, and I slipped under it. I refuse to let you speak to me like this. Harvey's nose breaks, blood loosening from his snout. Let's see if I can't break that jaw, too. Time resumes, and the old man is guarding up, but not before I whip a hook into his cheek.
Grr.
He's staggering to the side, clearly dazed, or at least a little bit surprised. I waste no time following up, chasing him to wherever he tries to stand. You won't get away from me. You brought this on yourself. His fists shoot out, but some kind of sixth sense is carrying me. I flow around them, pivoting on my feet to punish every opening it gives me. Jab to the chest, hook to the ribs, uppercut to keep his mouth closed. I can't waste any more time feeling sorry for myself. I will never let anyone treat me like that again. Because I'm not going to fight. Because I'm going to fight until my dying breath.
Yo. Ark.
His stance is broken by a well-placed knee to the center of his torso. I know that look on his face. I felt the wind getting knocked out of me plenty of times. With desperate pause, he grapples for my knee, probably trying to take me to the ground. If I can just grab hold of his head. I stomp down, freeing my leg from his grasp. I pulled down on his head, leaping up with a knee to meet his snout halfway. Ah! I felt bone and cartilage crumple over the force of my knee. Harvey's frame shudders and his arms go limp. His legs are shaking. Both of us hit the ground, with me tackling him down and mounting his frame. His gloves move up to guard his face, but they're easy obstacles to move. Blows rain down on his face. Everything hurts, but I fight through the pain. Not just because I have to, because I want to. I want to win. I want to live. And if I have to fight to make that happen, I'll fight every fucking day. I'll fight for myself, for Bruce, for Bucky and Drayden, for Redline, another chance to recap every named character that's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah.
For every person slated to be broken into this useless, toxic, endless fucking cycle. Except the rat, I forgot about him. And I won't stop fighting until I win. One last hammer fist and the commissioner's arms go limp. His eyes close. He still breathes, but there's no more movement from him. The fight is over. I won.
A single balloon falls out of the ceiling.
like a tiny high fart.
Little confetti.
A little cough of confetti. Just
the balloons all say "Congratulations, Commissioner" on them.
the wrong decorations. Oh my god. Holy shit, I won. I was waiting for a bell or a buzzer or something, or fuck. I won. My legs find the strength to lift my body up to a standing position, and I raise a fist, basking in the glory. Huh?
Honey.
What the hell is that sound?
It's Cole time.
Someone just break through the window? What was that sound?
I'm not sure how to process what Drayden said. What do you mean, missing? I mean, he's not in his bed. The fuck happened to medically induced coma? Those don't last forever. We figured he'd wake up sometime, but I didn't think he'd just up and wander around. I checked the med bay, but no luck. None of the other doctors have seen him either. Any chance security could have seen him? Probably. I requested a search party, but the focus is more on Cole. He's supposed to be watching a deadly, dangerous inmate right now. Bucky growls, grabbing his temple. Rubbing. You can't grab it, my bad. These gods are fucking useless. Okay, we'll split up. Cover more ground. And if we run into a guard? We'll worry about that when we get to it. I got a second walkie here. I can hear where they're headed and try to steer you away. But I won't be able to look for Red if I'm busy here. What do? Does Drayden use the walkie or does he stay there? I stop over to Cole's office. Ooh. Nice. There's a screen showing Zander's fight. I know that arena. That's the one right outside the commission's office.
I almost wonder if they felt like they had to I wonder if this was foreshadowed all along, or if it was a retcon to account for the fact that, like, the arena you see in all the fights doesn't have windows, but the commissioner was standing in a window, and there was nowhere for that window to be pointed in the existing canon so far. So they're like, he has his own separate arena. That's not the one that they use for some reason. And he, like,
yeah, the thing is, like, it's
room.
not necessary. Like, to just have him fight in the arena. It's fucking fine.
It feels like
you need to like mess with this at all.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going for with it. I feel like they could just retcon, just replace the background to have windows in it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do a special arena, then they should give it like spikes or like flames or something cool. You know what I'm fucking saying? I'm not even kidding, dude.
It's the same arena, but it's just the mysterious
cool.
abandoned one outside the commissioner's office that they never use.
Is it haunted?
I just don't know what the difference is between the identical arenas. He's getting pieced apart pretty bad.
No, Zander. He's getting pieced apart pretty bad.
You need to hurry.
Bruce needs to hurry. Let's move. We set the walkie's channel to match Bucky's and Drayden's, and he starts guiding us out of the dungeon. Wait. Voices are echoing from somewhere in the halls. The guards are already down here. Can't get a minute apiece. Following the way Bucky came would be dumb. We'd run right into them right away. Gotta sneak past them somehow.
Like giant stompy legs.
But then they'd let Cole go free, and there'd be one more guard hunting us down. Do we take our chances with their numbers being bigger, or do we risk meeting them head on? They probably have stun sticks too. Bucky sighs. Go find Red. All made up soon. Down here, boys! Bucky whistles sharply and starts walking toward the voices. He glances back at me and tilts his head to one side. He wants me to go without him. I saw your body out cold. You guys know anything about that? The voices pick up in aggression. Bucky takes a sharp turn down another hallway and rushes out of sight. Footsteps and yelling echo down. I dart away before they can see me. What's happening? I speak quiet, just in case there are more of them. We got 2 guards on our tail. Bucky led both of them away. Over.
The idea of whispering into a walkie-talkie that itself is like, "Brip, what's going on?" Yeah, you got it. He'll never hear you now.
What? He'll be fine. But if you don't help get me out of here, then we're all gonna be in trouble. Counting on you, Doc. Over. There's a pause and Drayden grunts. Right! He'll be fine. It's gonna be all distorted, right? Because it's going through 800 pounds of concrete. I'll make sure to kick his ass for being reckless. Thank you! Not sure why FANG needs fucking prison cells this deep underground. Not sure I want to know either. I want to know.
Yeah.
Please, I'm curious as all hell about this,
came
dude.
out of nowhere, honestly.
It's a maze trying to find my way out, huh?
I joked early on that this was the Hive from Resident Evil, but it's feeling more and more like the Hive from Resident Evil. Was this originally the Hive from Resident Evil? Did they keep creatures in these cells and then tested them in the arenas? That's why there's multiple weird concrete arenas. Has it been repurposed into an MMA thing? That might make sense.
I thought it was the Hive for Resident Evil.
That's why it has all the fake windows. It's just like the Hive from Resident Evil.
That evil science guy from Final Fantasy VII comes out. Red is actually short for Red 13 this whole time.
Like, it's just like, remember they had the whole fake office building that was underground in Resident Evil, and then it gets gassed by the Red Queen.
Yeah. It's a maze trying to find my way out, like a labyrinth. Turn left, take the next 2 right turns, follow through straight, go through the unmarked door. Of fucking course you do.
By some miracle, I find the elevator. Wait, that's you, isn't it?
No, by some miracle, I find the elevator and take it up. It's just...
It's an ambiguous elevator, so I thought we were back to me because of the fade to black.
No. No shot Redline got as far down here as we were. There's no point looking up there. Drayden's real quiet, only barking out directions. I feel kind of bad for the guy. Bucky's pretty capable though, so I don't think we have anything to worry about. The elevator takes us to the main subset of hallways. This is where we go for fights. I know my way around here.
I think he means it normally takes quote-unquote us, but yeah, saying us is really confusing in this context instead of me.
Yeah, it's the royal us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I should be good from here. Are you sure? Yeah. You go look for Red on the main floor. I'll hunt around down here.
Just like desperately got Drayden just like muffled in his armpit. Like, shut the fuck up.
Right, I'll keep my walkie on me.
Planning on throwing it out, actually. Running through the checklist in my head.
No, I'm running through the checklist in my head. I got out of jail. Now, all we gotta do is find Red, save Zander, recover Bucky, and stand up to the commissioner. Easy.
Who's we?
The royal we. It's all of us. You too.
It's purple.
What a fucking headache. Prioritize. Where would I go if I was Redline? The library? The pool?
The fight. I mean, the fight's the real answer, but they don't necessarily know that Redline knows about the fight, because Redline probably woke up and saw the text message or something.
Yeah.
He's probably acting based on that. Otherwise, logically, he'd go to, like, either his room or, like, the beach again. He always goes there when he's going through anything.
Nah, little guy's probably got a killer headache. Maybe he'd back up to his room to nap. If he wanted to sleep, he would have stayed in his room. Maybe he'd go try to see Zander. Or watch Zander's fight. Doc! Go check the viewing rooms. On it. And I'll check the halls. There's a chance he's trying to get down to the ring to watch Zander's fight. It'd be fucking stupid, but I wouldn't put it past him. You better hope I'm wrong.
Just like... Even if Redline's wandering around, I feel like Zander being actively killed by the commissioner is a bigger priority at this for this moment than finding Redline.
Yeah,
wandering.
the priority shift is like very weird, and it's also like a bit of like comic relief too. I don't know, it's too slow. Just get him to the fucking arena already. A quick glance down every hallway. I know this place pretty well. There's a lot of ground to cover. Maybe I should head straight for Harvey's office. There's a chance Redline's watching it from that window he's got in there. I full-on sprint to the office. Big, thick, ornate doors with no guards surrounding it, thankfully. They're busy terrorizing Bucky. Locked. I'll pay for the broken doors later.
If they're locked, he's not behind them. What? I don't understand Bruce at all.
It's fucking... You know, there's something extremely charming about the fact that the only time somebody's actually trying to go out of their way to investigate and solve, like, mysteries in this facility also happens to be the stupidest person in the story. And that's great. I would have fucking loved that if that was happening the whole time. I'm a sucker for shit like that. Make him fucking Mr. Beaning his way through this like mystery and solving it in the end. That would be phenomenal.
It's like, what is he doing? Like, Redline's not in there because the door's locked. Like, I'm
gonna jump through the window.
That'll solve it.
Mm-hmm. I'll pay for the broken doors later. The screen is shut off and the window is completely transparent with a view of the full arena.
You'll pay for it later? You're extremely fired. You already know this. They were keeping you in a cell and torturing you.
I don't understand why they don't just focus on, like,
Zander?
Should I kill him by ripping his arm off, or should I kill him by ripping his testicles off first? Like, that should be what they're thinking the whole time,
yeah.
Not like, how am I gonna pay rent tomorrow? And shit like that. Kill the fucker! Jesus Christ! Xander's looking bad. Real bad. The commish is lecturing him by the look on his face. I've been there before. Sick fuck. I pound the glass, hoping to break it. Maybe that'll stop the fight. But it's too thick. I need something else. No sign of red in here, though. I'm out of ideas. I turn to get one last look at the fight. Both of them are stanced up. Yo, Doc. Any news? Nothing in the viewing rooms. Any luck on your end?
Like, Bruce is gonna break the window, right? Because that's what happened. The window broke. That was the end of, like, the cutaway from Xander's perspective.
Yeah.
What was the point of this entire cul-de-sac of him looking for Red, but then not making decisions that actually made sense to find Red, then powering through a thing that obviously meant Red wasn't there, just to end up back at Zander, which was the original goal anyway? Just have him be going for Zander.
Bruce is really fucking stupid.
If anything, it'd be like the rewrite that I would suggest, which this is always like the height of hubris and shit. But like, I don't know. Sometimes with furry visual novels, it feels like the pieces are just really obvious to rearrange. Just have the elevator not work because of the fight, like they've stopped you from going down there and interfering again or something. So he's like, I'm gonna break in through his fucking window, and just have it be a motivated, intentional, and direct choice, and not a series of random, confusing thoughts that lead to him doing a bunch of other things and not doing that. It's like, he's just like doing random actions almost at this point, because the goal is to get him somewhere.
You have to structure it like a pretty typical climax, right? Like that's what this is supposed to be. So it's like establish your external goal. You have 2 or 3 setbacks that are like increasing the stakes, and then Bucky comes in and he's like, oh, you need help? Or like Redline comes in and is like, let's get his ass, and then they break through the window. Like that's all the pieces are there, and that would be the way to pace it. It would be way faster, and it gets to the part that we really care about, which is getting them to the commish. Like,
and like we know
you
from the encounter with Cole that he improvises to solve problems. So having him improvising in a brute forcey kind of way of just like barreling through and like just pivoting to a different thing and being like, okay, I'm just gonna go in through his fucking window would like be a more active choice. Whereas he's like he came here to find Redline, even though it made no sense for Redline to be here for 15 reasons. And now he's at the window and it's like, huh, the mechanics that got him here, just that they're a lot to go through.
Yeah. We just cut out a lot of this stuff. I mean, if this was a movie, the start of the climax would be Bucky taking down Cole. Like that's when the John Williams orchestra starts to kick in or whatever, and Bruce is like, I got to get to the fight of the commissioner, meaning that you would screen time you'd have like a minute and a half. Like that's kind of the pace that this section needs to be at, and it is way too slow. You'd have to cut out so much. So I don't know. That's another way to kind of analyze it. Like, compare it for like how fast you need to go. But whatever. My heart starts to sink watching Zander and Harvey face off. I'm sorry. I can't do more for you right now. Wow, they just do not give a fuck about Zander. Wow, man.
I mean, I didn't try to take the elevator or do anything normal to approach you because I got distracted by Redline, but it's fine. I'll just let you die now. Because Redline might be wandering or something.
Redline might be in his room. Zander will understand. Nothing. Have you tried the beach?
He
loves that place. I'll head there next. Can you head up to his room just to cover more ground? Yeah,
It's gonna be a gunshot, isn't it? That's gonna be what broke the window.
Nope.
I thought it was smart. I just heard the ellipses. I'm like, someone's gonna come in here.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is where you'd have Cole come in and he'd be like, you've run away for the last time. And then
you
Bruce
got
is
the
like,
problem. You're gonna die.
Yeah. That sounded cooler in my head. Hang on, I'll just try again. And Bruce is like, I got nowhere to go. Looks like I have to jump. And then he breaks through the window into the fight.
And I have to check what it's from, but that's incredibly a real movie quote.
Yeah, and then there's like it's a duo, right? Zander and Bruce like tag team to fight Cole and the commish. You know? All the bits and pieces are right. Fucking there. Back out of the office, turning around to leave.
That or you potentially do parallel editing where you cut back and forth between Cole fighting, Cole and Bruce fighting, and then the Commissioner and Zander fighting in 2 different locations because it maintains the energy.
Yeah.
Whereas the energy is actually kind of really weird when you cut back and forth between Zander being murdered to death by punches from the Commissioner and then like Bruce just trying to do
Bruce
prison
being lost
shenanigans.
in hallways.
No, because he was in the prison, so he was literally
I know.
like static. Like for most of those scenes, he's standing still and chatting and trying to taunt someone to do something, and it's like the instinct has been correctly identified from movies and stuff like that, that you cut back and forth during the climax to like have parallel things happening dramatically. But the part that hasn't been caught is that you also usually try to make those different sequences be matching each other in energy.
Yeah.
Because of
and stepping it up, you know, it's like they're outdoing each other.
Yeah, they have to be escalating, but also like they have to be matching. Because if you cut to like a slow scene in the middle of a fight scene, it's really strange tonally, and then it kills the pacing. It's like cutting away from Zander to Bruce is doable, but cutting away from Zander to Bruce and Bruce is like
standing in a hallway.
Yeah, I'm like super gay for you, buddy. Was like, hang on a minute, no, that's the wrong scene to cut to. Like these do not. It's made stranger by the fact that they're not happening in parallel either. So every time we get to a Bruce scene, it takes place in the past compared to Xander's scenes. So they're unnecessarily out of step with each other by pacing, because they're going back to an even quieter time of Bruce's timeline that happened earlier.
What would have worked is that Zander enters the arena with Harvey, and he's like, "You're right, I shouldn't be doing this," because he had that self-doubt in the elevator. He might just have like a crisis of faith. He walks out and he's like, "You're right, I don't belong here. Like, I don't want to fight you right now." And then Harvey's like, "I knew you'd see reason." And then Zander goes to leave, and then, you know, they have like a whole conversation about it. Zander goes to leave, and then Harvey's like, and then the elevator doesn't work, and Harvey's like, "Oh, it's too late to run, my little bitch." And then they get into their fight, you know? And then that would have happened in parallel with Bruce.
You'd have the maneuvering and the chatting between the two pairs of characters happen in parallel with each other. Yeah. And then you would have Bruce's escape and Xander's fight be in parallel with each other, because there's action happening in both these, and there's energy. Cutting from the Zander at his lowest point to Bruce being like, "Yep, sorry, I'm just super gay for you, buddy," is like, wait, hang on a minute, this energy doesn't match.
Well, anyway, yeah. Instincts are there, a lot of the pieces are there. It just, you know, didn't line up quite right. Back out of the office, turning around to leave. "I'm on my way."
Oh.
Whoa! You're right. Just
I was weirdly on point. Yeah, this is definitely the sprite artist, because that's definitely just what Bruce normally looks like.
Theodore came out of nowhere, gun planted against my abs.
Abs.
My heart drops to the bottom of my chest, arms coming up instinctually. I drop the walkie. "Hello? Bruce? I've never had a fucking gun pointed at me. I don't know what to say, what to do." Theodore looks nervous. Nope, more than that. He looks terrified. "What are you doing, Ted?" His little hands are shaking. His face is scrunched up in pure fear. "Is he that scared of me?"
The commissioner said, I have to stay in. I have to have you stay in your cell at all costs."
So he gave the jumpiest motherfucker in the facility a gun? That really goes against the commissioner's track record of excellent judgment. I speak soft in case he feels like he needs to pull the trigger.
Also, clearly it wasn't Bucky's highest priority, or Theodore's highest priority, because he wasn't anywhere near the cell.
He would have been there. I know. Yep. That's not doing anything wrong. I promise.
I just broke into the commissioner's office.
The barrel jabs deeper against my body. It's trembling. I take a step back into the commissioner's office.
I don't care. He gave me a job. I have to do it.
I try to slow my breathing. Maybe acting calm will help. You don't have to do this. If you put the gun down, I'll go back to my cell. The metal clatters in his hands. Poor thing's horrified. I slowly reach down to try and point the barrel away from my body. The bullet rips through most of my organs and spinal cord. Please, let's just take a breath. And there we go.
That's bad for you.
Hmm.
Did he shoot the window, which is behind him?
Oh, that would be fucking ridiculous. He shoots the window, and then Bruce looks down at his abs, and it's like, there's no blood. What? I had the flower, and I was ready to fall over, and my ghost was going to go whoo up into heaven. The gun drops out of Theodore's hands. Tea. There are no teas.
Of course.
Huh. A stomp on the gun. Really not necessary. Oh my god. Dude. What the fuck? That's a really bad idea.
But also, like, just once
Oh
again,
my God.
I lost my shit because it happened again.
Yeah. The bullet rips through my foot and shin. Stomp on the gun, it breaks in two.
I learned that from watching Bucky.
Mm-hmm. Cheap piece of shit. Oh, what? Okay, whatever. Ted. I think you dropped something. Not a big fan of getting shot at, even if you missed. At least the bullet left a sizable crack in the glass. And now, I've got a mallet to finish the job with. Comes with handles for easy gripping.
Is he gonna throw Theodore through the window by the ears?
Yeah.
That's oddly upsetting.
It's weirdly violent. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I smashed the rabbit's face into the glass a few times for good measure.
Jesus.
Once he's done and knocked out, I throw him to the side. That should keep him busy for a few seconds. Hey, look! My hands are shaking too! Just like Ted's.
Uh-huh.
Funny how getting a gun fired at you will do that. I grip my hands tight, take a deep breath, and smash my foot into the bullet hole.
Huh. He set up that he has like a mallet to break through the window with now, and then he did no progress of the window with any tool. He just kicked it.
Okay, kicking glass with bare feet is a bad idea. Kicking a gun, on the other hand. Also, why didn't he pick up the gun and shoot the window more times? That was, to me, that was the obvious thing. Yeah. Is he would have picked up the gun, Theodore had been like, I'm sorry, don't shoot me. And then Bruce turns around and just shoots out the window with the rest of the bullets, and he's like, stay out of drugs, Theodore. Yeah, and then just jumps through.
There's the weirdness of like, his foot is vulnerable to glass, but it was
it's like Die Hard.
But it was able to pulverize a gun.
Like Die Hard.
Barefoot. Because he was also barefoot when he stomped on the gun. So I'm like, huh.
Yeah. And you should have turned that glove inside out.
Making it a gunshot and then a smash. I don't remember there being two sounds and Zander's. And I think the only sound we got was the glass noise, the shattering.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he didn't hear a gunshot happen? I don't know. Maybe a single bullet going through a piece of glass that didn't shatter it up in the air up there maybe that wouldn't be that loud.
Maybe. On the other hand, a gun is extremely fucking loud, and it's going to go through a hallway to be channeled. Like, all the sound energy is going to be going into the window. whatever. Noted for next time. Looking down the arena, I could see Zan and Harvey
showered in blood, showered in glass, dead. I killed
the
Zan.
old man is on his back, spread eagle. Holy shit. I masturbated right then and there. He actually did it.
Bruce?
I try to step to the side, but the broken glass on the ground jabs into my feet. This is really weird, too, to set it up that Bruce arriving here was completely unfucking necessary because there's no drama in it. Bruce might have well have gone to go see Redline if it's not going to contribute anything to this point. Really?
This chapter got very confusing because Bruce's motivation keeps changing, but also the entire thing is happening after we already saw Zander win the fight, so we already know that Zander...
Oh yeah, there's no tension in the scene because we know Zander won.
Yeah, the entire time we already know that Zander won without Bruce, so Bruce can't save him. So the only tension that's technically being resolved is that in Zander's chapter, the glass shattered, and we're like, "What's that?" And so we're waiting for the reveal.
Yeah, I overlooked that because I didn't. It seemed so obvious that he wouldn't have won by the time Bruce shows up. That like my mind just completely overlooked that. Yeah.
So we're only resolving the question of what shattered the glass and the cliffhanger and Zander storyline, but it seems like we're only working backwards from there to get there in Bruce's storyline, and so the payoff is just like feels like the equivalent of like, why was Mickey shirtless? And the answer was like, because he took his shirt off.
Yeah, this will work out, I promise you. Remember how I said Harvey was going to have 2 health bars? Harvey Zero is still gonna emerge from the bottom of the fucking floor. Yeah.
Duragon C. Mikado, Part 3. That's the funniest thing about the bouncer. I have my
alternate costume.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing about the bouncer to me is that you unlock multiple characters that are all named Duragon C. Mikado because each phase is its own
You unlock like
set.
5 of them.
Yeah. So as from playing the story, you unlock all the characters in the versus mode. There's like 3 or 4 different Duragon C. Mikados, so you can make them all fight each other. And they're all just
it's really funny.
Most of them are named the same thing. Like, what?
Yeah.
Beautiful game.
I try to step to the side, but the broken glass on the ground jabs into my feet. There's nowhere to step. With a push from my behind, my unsteady body leans over the edge of the window.
That's weirdly phrased as the action is lost in the sentence, kind of, which is that he got pushed, I guess. Someone pushed him, but they like it's
unsteady body leans is very weird.
Yeah,
because leans is very controlled.
Yeah, lean.
My body teeters close to falling out of the window or something is about as close as you can get.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But like with the push from behind also is like it's too passive to actually sell the fact that the point of the sentence is that he got hit by something. So it's like it's
with a
yeah.
With a push sounds like something you would say when somebody's helping you.
It's like cops describing what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like very passive language.
I'm falling into the arena.
Bruce. I stumble over to the commissioner toward the dinosaur. That must have been a 10-foot drop.
So, like, what, 3 feet in Bruce terms?
He is most of that height himself.
Yeah, he's 7 foot tall, right?
Yeah. There's shards of glass everywhere. I have to be careful where I step.
Yeah, true.
Looking up at the window, I see a bit of Theodore's head peering out over the edge. We make eye contact before he scampers off.
Okay.
It might have been good to establish Theodore's loyalty at some point in the narrative, or even his character.
Yeah, him being a Queasling is kind of weird because he's so timid.
He's just he's just like this timid little announcer character that is just does announcements on behalf of the system, which itself is weird.
We do is
because like honestly, like
snap, yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, you expect him to be the guy that's being mistreated by the commissioner that twists on, that turns on him or something, or
right.
He's a little bully pervert, and he's mistreated by big men so much that he's like, haha, I have power over you, and he's like a weird perverse.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, exactly. And then the commissioner is like, Theodore, your performance has been terrible. I'm letting you go. And then Theodore is like, he like snaps, you know, something like that. Yeah, there's a ton of different ways to be pretty fun.
Alternatively, and this might just be the part of me that just watched Squid Game again, but I'm like, maybe Theodore shouldn't exist. Because if it's a horrible faceless thing where no one has control, and if it's and this whole system's unreasonable, then like, why even have like a guy who has to go in and try to control the class, everybody, and like do the announcements, and like, why not it be like this like soulless announcer? Yeah. The computer is what's fucked up all this with a glitch anyway. Well, I guess it was Harvey pulling the strings. Yeah, I don't really expect that it was ever. I don't think it was ever real. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you'd kind of expected that he would just like announce things in a cold and unreasonable way where no one can debate it or even question a person about it and so on. Yeah, since that is what how the system functionally works. So Theodore almost doesn't have a reason to be in the story. Yeah. Bruce grunts, his face contorting into a wicked snarl. Jesus, Bruce, are you okay? Yep. Just 350 pounds dropping on to about 10 feet onto concrete, covered in glass. I take his hand in mine, and with a lot of grunting we manage to get Bruce back on his feet. Glass shards of various sizes scatter off his backside, leaving behind a number of cuts in his skin. Shit! He's lifting one foot off the ground. Is it broken? Probably landed on it funny. Well, the elevator's right here, so just lean on me. Bruce's body weight shifts. He drapes one arm over my shoulders, and we hobble over to the door. He's careful not to put too much weight on me. I guess he can see how banged up I am. He taps a panel hidden in the side of the frame, presumably calling the elevator down. I didn't know that was there. You look like hell. How's Harv? The pain in my nose stings when he says that name. I wipe a bit of blood away from my lips. Oh, you know, same old. How was, I actually don't know where he's been the last 2 days. Jail. Sucked. Bruce's breathing starts to get heavier. The pain must be taking its toll. Well, we can get you to the med bay and... Bruce snaps my neck. The ultimate betrayal. He's been building up to this whole time. I told you I would never become undefeated. All according to Keikaku. In an instant, his enormous frame pulls me into a hug. I was so worried. His whole body is shaking. I can barely support his weight. With all the damage I'd taken, I stand tall and let him lean on me. Bruce. The arms behind me get tighter. His breathing becomes more labored. He's warm. Just, it's this moment of him being this freaked out is further weakened by the fact that he was looking for Redline instead. I mean, yeah, it's just a structural issue, just through and through. They really confused the gambit. Though. You beat him. I never could, but you did. I'm so proud of you. He pulls back, hands gently tracing my shoulders. Bruce is hunched forward, every breath moving his whole body. That doesn't sound good. Bruce. No more fighting. From now on, let me protect you. I've done great so far.
Oh, that's so possessive. Oh.
Shock penetrates Bruce's face. He gasps a staggered breath before anger returns.
It's really weird, too, because it's like Zander just defeated a person that Bruce never could.
Yeah.
And now Bruce is like patronizing Zander about it. Like, what the fuck?
He turns, roaring, his claws slicing the air behind him at the commissioner. With the second strike, Bruce's frame folds forward, jackknifed over Harvey's arm. He's got a knife.
He's got a knife. Oh,
Bruce
it's shards of glass.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bruce really fucked everything up exclusively.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Yeah, he's the one who brought the shards of glass into the arena. He slowed down Zander from leaving. Like,
he's been profoundly
this
unhelpful.
is really funny. Yeah. Bruce full on buckied Zander.
The arm pulls out, accompanied by a vicious squelch. Bruce's body collapses, blood pooling underneath. Bruce! Again. My eyes dart from him up to Harvey, and then down to the thick shard of blood-stained glass in Harvey's hand.
Commish, just stab Zander already. Like, you have the upper hand right now.
The commissioner sighs.
I've had enough of your attitude, Bruce. Far more trouble than you're worth.
His eyes drag from Bruce's body up to mine. I'm stuck.
I don't do well with men that can't follow orders, Alex.
Without any warning, he lunges for me. There was some warning.
There was a fuck ton of warning, dude.
The warning was when he stabbed Bruce. I stagger to the side, narrowly avoiding his blade. I'm running out of options. I have to get Bruce out of here. I have to get out alive. When the elevator comes, he'll just get in there and to finish us off. In my scramble, I nearly trip over Bruce. He lets out a groan. Good, he's still alive.
I gave you everything.
The words dribble out of his mouth as he drags his feet closer to me.
All I ever asked was for you to do what I say. But if you can't follow the simplest of instructions...
Harvey's foot stomps against the cut in Bruce's back, forcing a roar from the man. With Bruce heaving muffled sobs, paws clutching his abs, Harvey's dead gaze leers up at me.
Then you'd be better off dead.
Again, the blade lunges for me, and I move back. I can't afford to defend against these. Any cut would be the end. He swipes and I dodge. He stabs and I sidestep. If I stay close too long, even striking him could give him the opportunity I need. But with his next strike, he shunts forward with his elbow, knocking me off balance. I stumble for a second until his free hand catches me. Gah! Another knee to the body. I can barely breathe as is. Still, he keeps hold of the back of my head, plunging the glass shard toward my neck. I catch his wrist. The glass barely stopped by pressing into my skin. His teeth bare into a snarl as our strengths contest each other. Let up for even a second and I die. But I have so little left to give. My arms are shaking, and Harvey weighs so much. I'm sorry. I'm tapped out.
The Redline isn't.
Bow, bow, bow. I'm sorry, Bruce. I'm sorry, Redline. I'm sorry, Bucky and Drayden.
Good night, Moon. Good night, Cal.
Hello, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Fucking. It's incredible how many times both Bruce and and Zander have recapped the roster of characters in the last like 6 hours. Like it happens
It's great.
so often. It's a thing that
It's
you
awesome.
do it in the big, most climactic moment potentially, but you don't do it
Maybe.
every climactic moment and every low point throughout the entire story. Like
It's very melodramatic, even a big climactic moment, and just doing it over and over again is like very, 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 very melodramatic.
yeah. I'm not winning this fight.
Yeah, you probably will. There he is.
The force pressing the tip of glass against my skin pauses. I can finally take a breath. My eyes, and Harvey's head, crane to the shattered window overlooking the arena. He's alive.
Got like an IV bag.
No, just wandering around.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Granddad, how you doing?
It's been a bit.
This is my friend Zander. Have you met?
You guys getting along? I guess that's what was detached, because everything else I don't think would have healed by now for him to be doing poses.
I guess
his eye detached. That's upsetting.
I like his patient gown thing.
Yep.
It's very cute.
Yep.
And I bet if you turned around, you'd see a lot of man ass.
Thought I'd free ball today.
Mm-hmm.
Still got both of those.
I was planning on going up to my room, but then I didn't.
There, leaning over the edge of the frame, stands Redline. He takes a labored breath. Fuck him up. Unhelpful.
Mm-hmm.
Gun.
Just did nothing but distracted Zander.
The glint's broken, right?
Yeah.
A glint of glass flickers, and I lean my head back as the shard swipes at me again. Harvey's foot lands in the center of my chest, forcing me backwards onto my ass. Grandpa, stop! I know this falls on deaf ears after I just said to fuck you up, but thought I'd reason with your conscience.
Redline's like, oh shit, I didn't realize he got fucked up that bad. Hang on, my enthusiasm was well misplaced.
It's awkward. It's awkward that he's upstairs and not down here.
It just seems like The Graduate. Like, I can't help but get that image out of my head. Like in the movie where like she's getting married and like he's in the upstairs window. It's like, speak now before everyone holds their peace, and he's just pounding on some glass in the back of church, being like don't get married. Like they're all up there doing that. So you're finally awake.
Motherfucker's never gonna leave him alone. Harvey turns and walks toward the window.
Dude, focus up, man. Harvey, Jesus Christ. You've had a whole week off, Redline. I think it's about time you got back to work.
Red shudders and
he
swallows.
feels guilty about it.
And shakes his head. I'm quitting.
I'm afraid I can't allow that, grandson. Remember who gave you this job. Plenty of skilled fighters would have killed for a spot in FANG. You're not in any position to give that up. Besides, I'd hate to have to send you back home to your father.
Fucking monster. Redline can't even look him in the eye. He looks exhausted.
Bruce just got stabbed in front of Zander, and he didn't react that much to that. I mean, it sucks for Redline, but he's like, "Oh, that's a line he shouldn't have crossed." But anyway, whatever. Now get back to your room. You have a fight in a week.
I charge for him, aiming to tackle from behind.
Or else I'll have to issue disciplinary measures.
The blade slashes overhead as he turns to face me. I get a grip around his waist, but he manages to shunt me away. He's off balance, unfocused. I have to attack now. Blows rain against his body, desperate to do any sort of damage, anything to stop him. The glass retaliates. swiping and stabbing into any space it can find. The shard tears against the back of my forearm, skin splits, blood leaks out. Doesn't matter. Fight until the end. I will not let him hurt anyone anymore. One swipe misses, and I plant a fist against his ribs. His solid frame quakes. An evading stab gets an uppercut to the jaw in return. Again, the blade swings in a high arc, with enough force to carry him to the side a few steps. With his back turned, I lunge, latching my arm around his neck and holding it tight. Harvey sputters and coughs. The glass swipes at me, but I manage to hold it off as it cuts at my palm. Just a few more seconds and the chokehold will do him in. He stumbles, the grip on the glass loosening as we fall. We are both impaled. We drop together. My head rocks against the concrete. Everything goes dark for a second, but when it comes back into focus, I see the commissioner laying on his side. The piece of glass he was using got dropped in the scuffle, and where he fell, he landed on top of it. Wait, I was right. He did manage to impale himself on glass that he dropped. Harvey lays there, his weapon pierced through his neck. He sputters out a few labored gasps and stops moving. He's dead.
I won!
I killed him. The arena is silent, save for my heavy breathing and Bruce's whimpers. Zan. Shit. I look up to Redline.
He's gonna be really mad at me for killing his granddad. Anyway.
I look up to Redline, who's been peering out over the edge of the window. He's still bandaged up. He looks exhausted. I didn't... Is he? I don't want him to say it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Red. I didn't mean to. Grandpa? Redline wobbles in place, then goes limp. His body slowly slips over the edge, and he starts to plummet towards the glass-covered concrete below. What? Jesus. There's no way he can survive that, not in his state. My body moves on its own. I can't save Bruce. I might not save myself. But I can't let you get hurt. My blood streaks across the floor as I leap to the glassy field below Redline. I can barely reach him in time. My arms catch his frame, his soft, warm body safe against mine. The glass bits on the floor shred into my backside. My body refuses to take in air, stunted by the sheer pain overloading my nerves. My body too shocked to let me scream. Zander! Short, furious breaths shoot in and out of my mouth. The pain stabbing into my back is too much to bear. No, please, Zan! Air refuses to enter my body. I feel like I'm choking on blood. My face is frozen in a grimace, tears streaking down my cheeks. I can't move. I've been fighting for so long. I gave everything I had.
I'm sorry, Drayden, Bucky, Bruce, Redline.
Zander! It'll be okay, Red. It's better now. You're safe.
Okay.
Now there's 2 bleeding people you can't carry out of here, Redline. Was it worth it? All this pain, this confusion. In just a short few months, you've been transformed so radically, you're a completely different person now. You've changed. Are you happy? With the way things turn out, I mean. I mean, nothing has turned out well, so...
Yeah, I don't think he's been happy at all.
I don't know how you could be happy with how things turned out. What has gone well? What has even changed for the better besides the fact that he did some...
He's become a doormat.
He got some good cries in and realized that he likes Redline. I don't know if he even did overcome his toxic traits, necessarily.
Nah.
So it's like...
Nah.
What? everything that could go wrong did, and everyone's dying now. And he didn't get his career. Why would he be happy? I don't know why he'd be like, yeah, this was worth it. It's not
because he saved Redline.
It's like he's asking this question about like, you fought so hard to change and to become this Rocky. Was it worth it? Mm-hmm. Was it worth all the work to accomplish this? And it's like, no. In this case, no. Like nothing built anywhere. None of his efforts were even really related to stuff that happened for the most part. I don't know. I guess that's fair. You've been through a lot. Would it be okay if you kept fighting for just a little bit longer? I know it's unfair to ask. I know it's a big responsibility. But I think in the end, you'll be glad you did. And if things get this tough again, just remember everything you've gone through so far. And remember that you survived. Remember that you picked yourself up off the ground. Remember how you got patched up. Remember when your friends were there to make you smile. And if God forbid you're ever alone, remember to love yourself. That's what this is all about. Love. The lives we lead are so fragile and uncertain, we owe it to each other to love as much as we're able. Love others. Love yourself. I know it can be hard to hear this sort of thing, but I'm proud of you. And I hope you love yourself enough to keep going. Keep going. Keep listening. Keep caring. Keep loving. It's probably a lot to figure out right now, and don't expect it to come all at once. We're only human, you know. What?
Oh, that's the twist. He wakes up and he's just a normal dude.
No, it's because it's the author speaking to the audience directly. So we're human.
I know.
But you'll slip up and make mistakes. But in time, I know you'll become a person you can love. It's the least you deserve. Sorry for rambling. I'll see you later, alright? Be good to yourself.
Thanks.
Thank
The
you.
author seems nice.
I'm sure they're nice. The goal of this is nice. That's a slightly weird placement of that kind of scene when it's not like an epilogue or something, but it's like in the middle of the story.
Yeah, you do that after the credits.
Yeah.
You would do that in a voiceover after the credits. Doing it in the middle is a little cheesy.
Putting it here in the middle of the struggle is like, huh.
You do it after the credits. I was like, it's like for everyone who wants to fight or some shit, right? Anyway, what were you saying?
Well, I was like, are they doing the Dumbledore scene where you're like, Harry, you're dead. Do you want to go back? Scene, you know.
Maybe.
I don't know if you actually watched those, ever saw or read those.
No, I remember it. There's a few Wasn't it like a weird little like White Castle palace thing too?
Yeah, there's a few different movies and books where like the protagonist sort of dies and kind of has to choose to come back to life, essentially to go back. And some of them do it better than other ones as far as like whether or not it's even a reasonable question or whatever. But I was like, is this you choosing whether or not to continue? Maybe. It was just like a author moment. I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm so sorry. I should have done everything differently. And if I had the chance to do it all over again, I would.
Okay.
No, that doesn't sound right. I'm too focused. I'm focusing too much on myself.
Huh.
I'm so sorry. I was selfish and why is this so hard? I can't seem to break the habit. Just take a breath and move on. Probably shouldn't even be thinking about this. The new CEO wants to discuss my future with the company.
That's what you're gonna fucking focus on?
It's been a few months since my fight with the commissioner. Things have been a little wild. FANG shut down operations temporarily while they scrambled to find a new owner. Most of the fighters were pissed, rightfully so. I guess it's mostly my fault for killing the guy in charge. Hopefully it won't happen again. Always a little bit of a walk down to his office, but it helps me get my steps in. Knock, knock. It's open. It's probably.
Open. It's Theodore, maybe? I don't know.
No,
that would make sense. It's Theodore. It's fucking Theodore. It has to be.
You wanted to see me?
Be.
Nope.
Oh.
Evil eye patch.
Do I look
Redline.
like a pirate now? Yeah.
Eye patch CEO Redline. DC villain
I'm
Redline.
evil now.
Red Sluther. That's why his name was
Coma changed him. Red is now eviler than Harvey ever was. They say my personality changed due to the Drayden's chemicals.
No. Yeah, man, I'm bored as fuck down here. I smiled back at him. Sounds like a new job is working out well then. Red's chair creaks as he leans back. Dude, it's only been a few months and there's so much to do already. Sounds like you need a vacation. That's true. I dropped down into one of the XXL bean bags Red has exchanged for the side chairs that normally sit at the side of the desk.
Oh, he's a cool tech CEO.
He's a cool CEO. He's got bean bags. So did you actually
ping pong tables and everything?
So do you actually need me for something, or were you just bored? I mean, this job is super boring, but I did want to see you. I got the rest of the month off. How'd you swing that by the boss? I hope my dry wit comes across clearly. Please, Zander, I call the shots around here. Red's arms cross behind his head. He leans back in the chair, but hurriedly scrambles to regain balance when the chair almost tips over. How do you even get the job in the first place? You feel overqualified.
I mean, in some sense, yeah, no, but in another sense, Harvey was so fucking bad that, yeah, he probably is overqualified.
Well, after the whole incident, sorry about that. It happens all the time. I'm completely over the death that made me faint. Does it? Grandpa's will had all his shares in the company transferred to his next of kin, which would be my dad. And after everything that happened with me and Cole, my siblings all bullied, convinced Dad into transferring the shares to me. So yeah, he was the majority shareholder, which means that I kind of own the company now.
All of the shareholders filed a massive lawsuit against us to prevent this very thing from happening, citing the steep, serious legal
That does feel like something that you basically can't do, right?
Right.
Why do you call yourself the CEO?
Sounds cooler. Yep.
Does it? I'll be honest with you, nothing about this job is cool. I'm just the leader of an underground fight ring of people that murder each other. Lame, honestly. I have to sit in meetings and look at documents and talk to other shareholders. Gross. Ever since the incident with Harvey, FANG put a hiatus on all professional fights, essentially shutting down until we could get things under control. Having your boss murdered in the private underground arena isn't a great look, and the audience above ground had a lot of questions.
Okay.
I'm lucky enough to have stayed out of the spotlight for the whole thing. Redline's lawyers hid my identity pretty well. Though even if I did get a lot of attention, I can always just hide underground until it blows over.
Okay.
I'm trying to convince
unethical?
them to let us change the facility up. Yeah, I don't think this is how any companies work. I'm also kind of just catching up with the fact that, like, the commissioner was broadcasting his fight in live.
I don't know. I guess he got murdered, and they can't cover. They're covering up who did the murderance. Which is
it feels like it was being broadcast live just so that people throughout the facility could see the fight, so that the plot could happen. But it being broadcast live was a weird choice when he already chose not to broadcast him and Bruce's fight in case they tried to pull something. So why would you broadcast any fight that features Zander ever again until you've already recorded it and know you can air it? Because now you've just shown, because like he chose to, like he went back on winning. He went back on winning and went after Zander anyway. Like it's a mess. I'm trying to convince them to let us change the facility up. More safety protocols, better healthcare and security. Maybe some new rules to help the guys all keep, you know, a healthier mindset. He sighs. It's a headache.
How can they have better healthcare than magic healing juice?
They have a surgeon down here, which is wild. And apparently he's good at it. The healthcare seems fine, honestly. Security also is probably weirdly, like, fashy already. Don't need more security necessarily. Do need to actually punish people that try to murder people. Like, you know,
we
get
need more
rid of
security,
them immediately.
so I increased the budget for all the cameras. Now I can see everything.
Everything.
Isn't that cool, Zander? I've got mad with power.
And Bruce can still open every door. Well, don't
I
push
can now too.
Don't push yourself too hard. I feel like Drayden would have a conniption if you worked it too much and ended up in the med bay. Redline beams a smile at me. I'm on my 3rd lecture from him this month. We're only 1 week into the month. Going for a new record, which is my first record, because I just got this job.
Yeah.
He laughs a little, then looks to the side. How is everything? He's silent for a few seconds. Honestly, not great. Redline gets smaller in his chair.
Alice in Wonderland.
One pill makes you larger.
You took the 1 pill, yeah.
The other makes you small.
And Redline does some shit now.
My shoulder and leg are taking a while to heal. Even then, I'll be pretty fragile. And the whole one eye thing could be a problem if something happens to the other one that works. I don't know if I'll be able to fight professionally again. It's hard to look him in the eye on account of him facing away from me. It's rough phrasing to use. And then the sprite, he's turned to the right away from us, so it is genuinely hard to look him in the one eye. Unfortunate. Would you want to? After all this, I don't know. Feels like it just lead to more trouble for me. It's hard to hear that coming from him. I know how excited he was to fight. I'm sorry, Red. Yeah, you know, it's whatever. I mean, yeah, it sucks I can't do things as easy as I could before. His mouth opens to speak, then it closes. A shaky breath exhausts through his nose. It really sucks.
Transfer the shares back to your fucking dad and, like, just retire a billionaire.
Yeah. I don't like having to take breaks all the time. I don't like feeling like dead weight. I miss training and swimming and fighting. It hurts. I can't stop thinking about how it might never get better, and I'm really scared that it won't. That I'll be like this forever. I guess it's all a work in progress. Drayden says there's a chance I'll make a full recovery. But, yeah. I'm not doing so hot between that and the new job. I'm sorry, man. Is there anything I can do to help? Well... The hyena gets off of his chair, hobbling slowly towards me. The cane he uses for support is decked out with stickers.
Oh.
No.
Nice. That's awesome.
What a moment that people would be tempted to draw fan art of, and it's immediately massive spoilers.
Yeah.
Like every drawing of Sydney and Echo.
Yeah.
Redline slumps down next to me on the beanbag. I know we said we'd take a trip when I had the time. So I was thinking we'd go to my grandpa's beach house. See the real thing.
Which is my beach house now.
His head presses against the palm of my hand as I run it gently over his ears. Eyes closed, he lets out a breathy whine. Ah, so that's where we're going. Red had me pack a bag. He wouldn't say where, but the destination was. My treat, of course. You really don't have to do that. I can pay for my part of the trip. Can you? Oh, no. I mean, like, my family gave the house to me, too.
Jesus.
And I already bought the tickets, so... Ah, right. That sounds great, but... Would it be weird for you? If you have all those memories there, I mean? Mm-hmm. I thought about that, but I think I'd love to go again. Redline nestles closer to me, our lips meeting for only a brief second. We can make some new memories. The beanbag shifts and creaks as our bodies press together. He's so warm, but still.
A creaky beanbag. Fascinating.
I am processing that with the internal mechanics of beanbag. Trying to remember the last time I was in an XL beanbag when Andrew had one in his garage, and I'm like,
they generally go or shh, but they don't go.
I can't help but hold him like he's some fragile thing. I lay there, taking in the scent of his fur, holding my boyfriend in my arms. I'm sorry, Red. He lets out a little chuckle. Don't, Zan. I mean it, though. I'm sorry I spent so long treating you like that. Yes, babe, I agree. Just like I did the last dozen times you apologized. It was really cute how you reacted when I read that text back to you. God, that was embarrassing. It needed to be said. Well, I'm just glad you finally opened up to me. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. What, you opening up? Gonna need some lube for that. No,
Nah.
me needing to apologize. He laughs and kisses my cheek. Well, if it does, I'm sure it'll be about something much less worse. Like killing my grandpa. Oh, yeah, I'm really sorry for that too. It's okay. Sorry, tried to kill you. We both pause and then laugh. I mean, he didn't give you much of a choice. And hearing that he wanted me to fight again, his head shakes. I don't know why he did what he did. I guess all he could focus on was making a profit. I don't know. But I don't feel any love for him near the end. I'm just glad you were able to get off with self-defense. Legal process for that
quick
was
fucking
painful.
Trial. Wow.
Yes. Must have not been that painful of a legal process because it's over in like a few weeks and it's America, presumably. But the recordings of our fight and the conversations in his office gave us all the proof we needed. It was an accident. I didn't really mean for all that to happen. Ideally, I wouldn't have to drag all your bodies into an elevator, but yeah. Happens all the time. I don't think any of these things happen all the time. I feel like none of the things he said that about have... I remember him crying over me when I finally woke up.
A jokester.
He's a quirky boy. Poor Drayden had his hands full. He was too busy tending to you guys that he forgot to yell at me for getting out of bed in the first place.
Who's yelling at who?
I also have healed from my giant stab wound. Bruce pops his head into the room. The door swings open and he enters, duffel bag under his arm. Redline lets out a little chirp and scrambles to get to his feet. Bruce drops the bag and rushes forward.
That is a polycule. They all
There they go.
wound up together. Yep. Easy, big guy. Come here.
They're getting 69. They're gonna have a 999. Gently, he
That's
lifts
the biggest number
in Final Fantasy. No one will ever break that limit.
Nice.
He lifts the
That
squirming
limit will
hyena.
remain undefeated.
Gently, he lifts the squirming hyena up into his arms, bridal style.
He lift.
He lift. Hey, I can get up on my own.
No can do. Doctor's orders.
Drayden told you to carry me around?
Sure, let's say that. Hey, quit wiggling.
We can't wrestle, so this is what you get instead. I'm a wormy boy. Bruce beams
What are
as
you
he
gonna
pins
do
the
about it?
wriggling Yeen against his body. It's too much. It's fun to hear Yeen laugh like Red laugh like that.
I'm gonna have to wrap you up in a blanket. Make a little 3-yin burrito.
God damn it.
Oh, here comes the sour cream.
Where are you gonna find the other Yeens? You've got enough fight in you for 5 yeens. I get off the beanbag, moving to plant a kiss on Red's cheek. Then I lean up as Bruce meets me halfway for a kiss on the lips. Don't like that part of the dynamic. Don't love that part.
Yeah, we have thoughts, but anyway. You taste different. Were you two smooching it up in here?
Yep, you missed out big time. I roll my eyes. Guess the teasing is something I'll have to come to live with. Not that I mind entirely. I knew what I was getting into. After everything calmed down, I approached Bruce with the idea of the three of us getting together.
I don't think that things have calmed down yet. Maybe they have. I don't know. They fucking moved on.
Yeah.
All right.
Immediately, Bruce. You approached Bruce. I'm struggling with the fact that, one, you didn't approach Redline first, but also, like, the way that they did this, they did a story about, like, toxic masculinity and so on, where when it was time for him to finally confront his feelings with Redline and how badly he's treated him and everything, he did it via a text while he was unconscious, and then a time skip happened. So he doesn't actually have, like, the difficult emotional scene with Redline at any point in the narrative. He has a dream about his guilt, and then a text when he's dead. And it's like,
yeah.
No, that scene needed to happen at some point, right?
I mean, the only thing we really can go by that is related to all this is when Bruce strangled, like, Zander, right? Like, yeah. That's kind of the only emotional thing we can pin this on, really.
And that was more like a switch flipping, where Zander, in real time, kind of forgot he was afraid of Bruce when he was, like, bad happened. Bad happened.
Maybe he got brain damage, that's all.
He was scared. I was too, frankly. Kept going on and on about how he didn't want to hurt me, and how he wouldn't deserve it after how he treated me. But we both understood that after everything we went through, we trust each other, and that we deserved to be happy. Redline was over the moon. He had feelings for both of us, but wasn't trying to navigate it. It felt so good finally to see him happy after so long. It would be nice to see Redline act on his feelings more when he was conscious. Especially if him acting on his feelings went poorly, specifically with Zander, which it seems like the story was pointing, but then never really happened.
I'm reminded of what you said very early on, where you was like, it's a social experiment where they invent the perfect husband character who loves you and cherishes you and prioritizes you.
And then you give you a protagonist character.
You never get any of the emotional tension, like, payoff with it, and he ends up in a coma. And then it time skips over when he could possibly show you that. It's great.
Bruce and I spent so long trying to perfect the double kiss technique. Red nearly exploded when we both planted one on his cheeks at the same time. What were you practicing on? Was it Bucky?
Watermelon.
It's the watermelon medicine ball.
With Redline's face doodle on it with a marker.
Careful with him, Bruce. We don't want him breaking before the trip.
Boo! You're no fun. You guys deciding where we're going?
My grandpa's beach house.
Oh, not bad. You cleared to swim?
Nope, but I've got floaties.
Cute.
Bruce grumbles and squeezes him tighter, forcing another squeak from the Ian. And we can hang on the shore.
Attaboy. Drayden's making me keep you responsible, so no getting into trouble. Unless it's really cool or funny.
That's the important part.
You boys ready to get a move on?
I'm all done for the month. My bag's up in Drayden's office.
I need to stop there anyway. Gotta get my new fob.
Bruce, they finally closed the loophole where he can just magically go everywhere he wants.
No, the new fob lets him go even more places.
No! Bruce scoops his duffel bag up, slinging the strap over his shoulder while still carrying Red.
You want to lift too, Zan?
I don't think there's much space. I can walk.
Let's scoot then.
Zoom. We make our way down the hallway. I'm sure to grab Red's cane before he locks the door up. So, how's coaching going?
It's going.
He's a coach now. That was foreshadowed technically by him coaching earlier, so that's neat.
Yeah.
That's bad, huh? That bad, huh?
These guys are getting antsy without fights. I got them running laps way too often. Not in a bad way or anything. Just good to help them get the energy out. Got them sparring a bit too, but I make sure to watch them close. Basic ass coach things.
And how are the new guys?
Adjusting well. Turnover was rough for a bit, but we're making it.
I'm glad people are behaving. I wasn't put on this earth to fire people.
I don't know about that. You seem to have fun firing Theo.
He giggles. Poor guy.
Yeah, poor innocent little freak. He only tried to kill me twice.
At least he went without throwing a tantrum. Cole had to get dragged out.
Maybe they'll get to share a prison cell together.
Aw, that'd be cute. Little roommates. Isn't firing people part of your job, though? No, that's what HR is for. But Theo is supposed to be my assistant since I'm taking Grandpa's place and all. Hopefully not for long, though. Yeah, how's that hunt for a replacement going? It's going.
I can't imagine it'll be easy to find someone that wants to own this place. Especially not after the grisly murder that happened to the last one.
That'd make a good ghost story. Maybe some kind of co-op situation? Is that even possible for a company this big?
Who the fuck cares? Just get going to the beach, man.
The fighters own the arena now. The shareholders will totally allow that to happen.
I love you, bud. But we have even less of an idea than you.
Maybe I'll bug Ian or Vincent. My brothers know business better than I do. What would you do if you weren't running the place? Well, I can't fight, but I figured I'd try to do something else to help the fighters. Some kind of fighter representative or liaison or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'd make sure the fighters are getting everything they need to do their job right. If something comes up, they can come to me and I can make their needs heard. Both Bruce and I flash a smile at each other. I'm so proud of him. Just want to do what I can. I don't know. I'm not even sure I can just, like, make up a job like that.
No.
Yeah, you'll have to run it by the CEO. Bruce snorts. Fair point. Hopefully all the other changes are going to go over well, too.
Well, from the sounds of it, the boxing league is looking pretty good.
It is. I can't speak for the other guys, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm also enjoying not having to worry about wrestling with a man 3 times my weight. FANG announced an expansion to their current fighting league, so now we feature MMA and boxing matches. The new boxers and coaches have been nice so far. A few of the MMA guys transferred into boxing too, so there's definitely some interest. Hopefully the audience appreciates FANG casting a wider net.
I'm gonna miss having you in class. Now who am I gonna demonstrate power bombs on?
Hello, I'm right here. I'm about 90% certain those aren't legal in MMA, and about 99% certain Drayden would kill you for suggesting that, Red.
He won't.
You summoned him in real time.
I'd much rather give him a stern talking to, but I'm not afraid to use my claws if need be.
We'll save the power bomb for bed.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that was a weird transition. Genuinely strange.
That was weird, yeah.
Drayden had popped his head out of the door as we were walking forward. Moving inside, Bucky's there too, seated up on the bed. I don't think it was established that we were even there, technically, so it's just weird language. As soon as we get in, he hops off, and Bruce sets the yin down in his place. Laws aren't allowed in MMA either.
Doctor's orders. No getting powered dunked or whatever Bruce was trying to do. Power bomb. We're still working on the lingo. When's your debut gonna be, Doc? Whenever I have the need for a concussion, exercising with Bucky is hard enough.
I drop down in his seat, and Bruce leans against a wall. Drayden asks Red some questions about his leg. We did it!
It'd be super
we
fucking
successfully
funny if you
removed
replaced
every single straight character from the bunker.
Yeah, finally.
They're all gone.
Yeah, you know what? They kill your straights. That's the trope.
There's 5 characters left in the entire story, and they're in 2 relationships.
Yeah, it would be a really funny running gag if all of the chairs were replaced with beanbags. It was like, I dropped down in a beanbag, and just don't mention it. Just say that, and that would be great. Drayden asks Red. Oh.
I dropped down in his seat, and Bruce leans against a wall. Drayden asks Red some questions about his leg.
I didn't even do that in character. That was just Bird narrating.
Yes, he just took over. He took the wheel.
So, the training with the boyfriend's going well, huh? Trident and I are just doing some conditioning. Jogging, some weightlifting. Nothing too crazy like what I did with you guys.
Unfair treatment, if you ask me.
No kidding. You should make him wrestle with me. That'll get him up to speed. We are working on getting him to throw a punch.
Drayden shoots him a playful glare as he checks Redline's eye.
The guys giving you any trouble, Coach Bruce? Nah, nothing I can't handle. Well, if they do, I'm right next door.
I lean back and listen as my friends chatter. It's nice. I don't have the threat of losing my life looming over my head. I'm finally able to relax. Red and Drayden seemed wrapped up, and they both turned to us.
All done here. You boys are heading out now, right? Yes, sir. Just grabbing our bags.
We're heading up to my grandpa's beach house for a few weeks.
Ooh, sounds fun.
There's plenty of rooms. Are you guys sure you don't want to join us? They both smile.
That's sweet of you to offer, but we think you 3 deserve a break. Besides, we got plenty of work to do down here. I've got a union meeting in a week, and I think the doctors have one the week after. Yep. Plenty to take care of while you're away.
I'm glad we'll be able to get some alone time. And hopefully so will Bucky and Drayden. Are you sure you're okay with staying? Are you sure you're okay with staying with the company? Bucky laughs.
What, you saying I should retire? You think I'm old, Zan?
He grabs my head and wiggles me around. No, I just figured there'd be bad blood between you and the guards. Why would you not have fired all of those guards?
Yeah. They're horrible people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did kind of beat the shit out of them. I wish I got to watch. Nah, it's all water under the bridge. After I pulled one of them out, the other one backed off. Your coach has still got it.
I keep forgetting that guards just refers to 2 people.
Yeah.
I keep thinking there must be like a force of guards, right? In addition to the 2 ones that are mentioned all the time. No, it's just the 2 over and over again.
Yeah, and they're implied to really be more of Harvey's personal bodyguards than like the facilities guards too.
Definitely fire them.
Yeah.
Bucky flexes a bicep and pats it. Drayden blushes and clears his throat.
But I think it's more than that too. You struck a chord with us, Zander, the day we had that talk. It's partly our responsibility to help make this place better. Partly. Okay. FANG can't continue to grow into a positive space if we aren't there to help foster that kind of attitude. So, we both agreed we'd be staying with the company to help accomplish that.
Bucky wraps an arm around Drayden and pulls him into a kiss on the cheek.
Sounds like hard work.
You've never been one to shy away from working hard before. I'm glad you're sticking around, though. Makes the transition a lot easier.
Of course, Red.
Drayden smiles.
We'll always be here to help.
The three of us say our goodbyes to Drayden and Bucky, gather our bags, and head to the elevator. It's weird not needing a staff member to guide us to give us access to the door that leads outside. Well, okay, Red and Bruce are staff, technically, but I'm used to having Bucky here with me. You've never been outside.
Keep going.
He never got outside a single time during the story, so there's no precedent for him to be used to. There's no attendant inside either. I guess they have time off until fights are back on the table. The doors close and the elevator kicks to life. Horror Bonds art.
Yay! Hi, Horror Bonds.
I can always tell.
Mm-hmm. Because it's good.
He's fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously him, but my voice. Zander.
Bruce. Oh yeah, Xander's pretty goddamn swole.
He's the thickiest boy of them all.
Yeah. Oh shit. Did either of you two get lunch?
I was actually planning on grabbing something from the calf.
Nah, we can grab food on the way to the airport. What are you feeling?
Anything's good for me. I'd go for a burger.
Sounds good. And then Xander gets to pick on the way to the beach.
We'll get burgers again then. No way! There's this nice seafood place just up the coast.
You heard the man, Zan. Can't have 2 burgers in one day.
Oh, I totally forgot. My dad keeps this huge DVD collection in the beach house. He never let me watch any of it, though. I wonder if
He called it his special collection.
Maybe we can have a little marathon some night. If my murderous grandfather's taste or my murderous... no, it is dad, never mind.
Yeah. Maybe stretch our legs with a nice walk, too.
I'm just excited to get outside again.
As long as you two don't get into trouble once we're out there.
You think you can control me, big guy?
I think he can.
They start... yes. They start bickering. Music to my ears. Whatever happens, wherever life takes us, I want to spend it with them at my side. The elevator stops. The doors open. Ow. I feel the sun. I see the light of day. And I understand now that it was worth it. Everything that's led to this moment, I would do whatever it takes to feel this again. No matter how often I get knocked down, I'll keep getting back up. For myself, for Red and Bruce, for those close to me. I'm going to keep living for them. For us.
Undefeated.
This title applies to 0 characters in the story.
Thank you for reading Undefeated.
Literally nobody in the story is undefeated. Thank you for reading Undefeated. I'd like to take the time to highlight the wonderful people that made this project possible. I highly recommend reaching out to work with any artist and musician listed here. A full list can be found in the main menu under credits. The credits will now begin, showing off each artist's contributions. I recommend hitting the auto button so you can sit back and enjoy the art. I'll hit the auto button.
Sounds good.
Hunter Husky, our sprite artist, has done impeccable work bringing these boys to life. I don't think I did it right. There we go. Every pose, every expression, every outfit he managed to nail perfectly each time.
Yeah, I think the sprites are great.
I have also reached out to and worked with Hunter Husky.
You called it. This was the sprite artist work here. Yeah, same with Bruce's art. Yep.
Yep.
This one. Yep.
I wasn't sure about the sweaty one. This was Husky.
Yeah.
It was the first time I wasn't used to seeing the more rendered style yet. I can't imagine doing this project without him on the team, and I cannot thank him enough for his incredible patience, skill, and efficiency. You're the best, Hunter.
Yay!
I was like, I need to read.
Great job.
I was like, I need to read quickly. It's an auto mode, and then I was like, oh fuck, I can't read quickly. I'm bad. It's a very highly positioned desk in the reflection in the mirror in the window.
Yeah.
Gunshot. These are called alts.
Yeah, I see.
They charge extra. Eric, our main background and CG artist, has been vital for this project. Undefeated has some unique background requirements, but Eric was more than happy to take them on, and he knocked it out of the park every time. Suspicious bulge.
Mm-hmm. That's a great facial expression.
That's the style of that one. I was wondering. I'm forever grateful that Eric was willing to work on a project of this scale. If you ever have need of a high quality backgrounds or illustrations, Eric's been an amazing teammate. The sky.
I think that this credit sequence is absolutely adorable. That like, there's these like personal, like, congratulations, like to all of them instead of just displaying their name.
Yeah.
Like this is really, really heartwarming.
And the Raptor was a fantastic help early on in the project. The work he did for the first few CGs and especially the title screen really helped establish the tone for this project, and I'm so glad I was able to work with him. And we finally get answers about who drew what.
Yeah.
And trace the styles. This one's rough.
I don't want to see this one.
This person did really good. Waffle has been supporting me ever since day one, drawing fan art before the project was even released. He's even been so gracious as to allow me to post some of that art when new builds go live. I think I recognize Waffle. He even drew the extra steam to cover up Redline's bits in that one scene. He's an incredibly skilled artist and a wonderful friend. Thank you for everything, Waffle.
You need it. Everyone needs a friend like Waffle to steam up your yeans.
Yeah, your steamed yeans. May I see them? No.
Old family recipe for steamed yeans. Hey, there's the man.
Has created some absolutely beautiful art for the project, and I'm so thankful he'd be willing to work together like this. His giant men. Go check out his visual novel, Claw Star Wrestling, if you like big guys in professional wrestling.
I think that there's probably a lot of overlap. with the fans of Undefeated.
Martini Dog was the lead composer for Undefeated. Martini created the main menu theme, Dredden's theme, 2 songs that played during emotional scenes with Zander. The Real Thing, the song you're listening to right now.
The Real Thing by Martini Dog.
He's been such a fantastic musician to work with, and I'm so thankful for his work on the project. Check out his other work on visual novels like Chord Progressions and Cleaved. I've covered both of those games in Let's Tries, because they're not done. Cleave just lost their lead artist, so they need to redo the art. Frank Fulf has contributed his work as an artist and musician, and I couldn't be happier with the work he's allowed me to use. That's always wild to me when there's people that do both the music and the art in this little niche.
Yeah.
He composed Backpedal, Bruce's theme, both versions of the Final Fight music, and Choke, which plays on the beach with Redline. Check out more of Frank's work on his SoundCloud. Volto has been kind enough to provide the custom text and name box UI.
It's subtle, but I do think that adds a lot.
His work has helped me make Undefeated feel even more like a complete, polished product, and I adore how it turned out. Yeah, I did not have a UI artist in my game, so I did not try to make a UI. Because I'm like, I will make it so much worse. I'd also like to thank SCP Kid and R. Steelman for their character design work. SCP Kid did an amazing job with the main cast, and Steelman's design for Harvey was the perfect fit. Robbie Stark created the FANG logo, the first official piece of identity this project had. He's an exceptionally skilled illustrator, and I highly recommend working with him. It all started with the logo.
Undefeated.
I also want to give a special thanks to my proofreaders, Frank, Martini, Nax, and Volto. Your input has helped me focus this project and refine it into something that I can be proud of.
Undefeated.
Finally, I want to give thanks to anyone that supported Undefeated in any capacity.
Undefeated.
Creating and sharing fan work, downloading and rating the project on itch, or even sharing posts regarding the project on social media. Fuck these guys that are talking right now, though. It's impossible for me to thank everyone as much as they deserve. I never could have imagined people would get so invested in my little writing project, and sincerely hope that you've enjoyed your time. I hope you continue to support me, my teammates, and other visual novel creators on any future endeavors. Thank you for reading Undefeated. You defeated.
We won!
Does it even scan? I'm like referencing the fucking boss kill text from Dark Souls 14 years ago, which they patched out of the game.
Oh yeah, you're right.
At launch, when you killed bosses, it said, you defeated.
You defeated.
You're like, what?
You're right, you're right.
Why?
Oh man.
We did it.
Oh man.
You bet you've played through 2 furry visual novels now.
I have indeed.
Well, these are listed as CGs at the end. That's interesting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is a good punch.
Mm-hmm.
Take him the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this was really interesting. I mean, obviously my commentary was pretty brutal. It's pretty critical throughout, but like, and maybe I'll offer more thoughts about that later because I have been struggling with it a little bit. But kind of the way that I think about it is that like, the only real feedback I have is this process, right? Like it was mostly just editing and outlining that needed to happen. Like, regardless of anything else I called out, like just, you know, that's kind of the thing that I would say, is that it was, it just was a project that needed to be edited and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put too much weight on the commentary or any of the criticisms that I made throughout this, because all of that isn't really as important as the fact that just needed a professional editor. But
yeah,
you know, that's just kind of, I'll give a lot more thoughts later on. We're 36 minutes over when I usually cut off recordings, and like, that's apparently enough for me to just like wither.
Bird is dying in real time.
Yeah,
it's the
no, I mean, I enjoyed this.
Time of 9:30.
I obviously, I obviously wouldn't have done this if I didn't like deeply enjoy Undefeated. It was very thought provoking, in a lot of ways, and you know, I think it's very impressive, right, that somebody's first project was successful like this. It is truly impressive. To stick with it for probably took what, years? Like probably a year or two, right?
Yeah, it's probably a huge undertaking. Like almost nobody ever finishes a furry visual
extremely
novel.
Impressive. You know, there's a and to like coordinate with multiple artists and musicians and stuff like that is like, damn, that's
You know, these almost never
Right.
get finished. There's a lot of production and stuff to go through.
I know.
having a little
That's
experience
what
now.
makes
It's
it
like
so
there's
impressive.
so much more that goes into it than writing it. Even if you're basically just the writer and like the guy that's putting it together, you're like the
Yeah.
team leading aspect and dealing with those like processes. Like it'd be
Really hard.
like I made
Yeah.
a visual novel that's over in one build, and it would be fairly stressful to keep going back and adding another chapter over and over again, and then also like having
Yeah.
to like have the responsibility of going back and like maintaining the focus on the writing the whole time and like keeping track of all that. So like that's why there's a review process and a rewriting process with most stories, basically. So like everyone's kind of
Right.
a little trapped format wise by the Patreon model and releasing a chapter at
Yeah.
a time linearly.
Yep.
And that like if that's the final product forever, it's never going to quite match how novels normally work, because there's normally like an editing
Right.
process before this gets here.
Right.
You don't get to, and that goes for like every like all the Japanese visual novels that are mainstream and so on. Obviously, it would have an extensive editorial process before they even start coding them.
Yeah.
But the need to put pieces of it out to grow an audience over time and also to fund the project makes it impossible to do that the first time.
Sounds extremely stressful.
That structure especially doesn't incentivize the next step of potentially revising the entire thing because of how long that takes.
I would never
by
expect
comparison.
anybody to do that. It sounds so incredibly difficult to like revisit a project like that.
Yeah.
It's something unique about visual novels, and maybe that's a little bit, there can be a temptation for that, right? Like it's one of the few art forms where you could conceivably just keep going back and revising it. You can't do that with a book or movies or anything like that, but you can do it with a visual novel. It's very interesting. But I also
can
imagine
revise
that you
anything.
wouldn't want to do it.
People revise their movies and their books.
I mean, there's a difference between remastering. I don't know, whatever.
But I think about like how like
I
George
think-
R. R. Tolkien, John Ronald Rule Tolkien.
Just fucking get through it. Make your point.
Tolkien revised The Hobbit in the lead up to The Lord of the Rings to make it match up with what he was planning for Lord of the Rings and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
people literally do rewrite their books sometimes, but also normally the part where you revise the book and change it is before you release it in the editorial process.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, this is one of the most promising visual novels I've played in a while in this particular
Undefeated?
fandom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like probably the best one I've played since like Arches or something, as far as like one that has chapters and so on. I think that I'll just, because of how the genre works financially, I'll forever be butting heads against the release style and the limitations that puts on these being as good as they could be. Like it's like the story will always have this sort of like Patreon sickness of sorts, like where the chapters have like a weird discontinuity or like the direction changes over time and stuff like that.
Intuitively, I would say like just outline the entire thing and just start production like act over act, but like still have the whole outline done. However, that's just me throwing that shit out there. I'm sure it's not that simple.
It's a good idea to have a plan, because then you know where every character is going, and it doesn't read like you changed your mind midway through. But even with an outline, you might still change your mind midway through is the problem.
Or, crazy shit might happen where it's like, oh, this sprite artist that I was planning on having for Act 3 just fucking rage quit from the internet and became an evangelical and doesn't talk to anybody anymore. Like shit like that happens, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you're kind of forced into having to be very flexible. So that's what I'm saying. Like plotting out everything ahead of time is like kind of a nice idea, but I can imagine that it would be, there's the realities of the production is it's kind of similar to TV, right? Like you just got to be flexible with your scripts.
Oh yeah, running a TV show when like actors leave, you're like, oh
yeah. Or it's like, due to all these actors' schedules, we have to film episodes 2, 7, and 12 in the course of 3 days.
Yeah, and you get your back to
Like
just horrible situations where like fucking Peter Jackson's writing the script to the third Hobbit movie on the set while they're filming. Oh no, this movie's gonna be great. Anyway,
but anyway,
this has been Undefeated. You can check it out on itch.io and all that, and support the creator and things. We will be checking out another game next time. Or I will, at least, with someone. Something will happen. I don't know what order anything will air
I guess I just got uninvited.
I don't know what order things are airing in. I'm recording stuff with other people, too.
Oh, that's right. People aren't watching this live, unlike Harvey.
Probably whatever's finished is what I'll air next, which is, I don't know what that is yet, because I haven't finished anything else. See you guys next time. You can find Bird at Birdcatcher No, fuck. You have different
don't worry
URLs.
about that.
Birdcatcher
I haven't uploaded
Games
anything in a year and a half.
YouTube?
I've been too depressed.
No. Go to Birdcatcher's channel and guilt him into uploading. Is that the moral?
Oh yeah, I suppose me talking over you plugging me was not very helpful, was it? I have terrible instincts at running a YouTube. I should hire somebody to do it for me. An editor, perhaps. Oh,
it all goes back to editors if we mislead what the word editing means half the time. All right, bye.
Yeah, bye.